Hi, my name is Irene and this is my booktube channel Irene Reads. Booktube means that usually I talk about books on this channel, but not today. Maybe you saw that I haven't been on this channel for 3 months, and there is a reason for that. On February 24th, Russia started a full-scale war against Ukraine. You may or may not know, but I am Ukrainian. This is my motherland, this is country where I was born and raised and lived until last 7 years. 7 years ago we moved to California, but Ukraine still is the country, is my home, and my parents still live there. I could not find any words to talk with you about this war for all these months. It's just horrible and disgusting, and I am very sad and furious and angry and sad again every 5 minutes. But I wanted to talk about few things with you now. First, it's April now, and I do think that we all people in the world began to get used to this war. Began to get used to the war on our TVs, on our newspapers. Don't let Putin do this with you. Do this with your view of everyday life, of the world, of the things that can or cannot happen in this world. This is 21st century, for goodness sake. How can you ever imagine this full-scale, horrible, very, very violent war in the middle of Europe? Could you even imagine this? I couldn't. I definitely felt let down by the world and by my understanding of humanity and what things can and cannot happen in civilized world. And now after all these months, we can see that this is a very real war, not only between politicians and, not only between military people. 11 million civilians were left without home. Just think about this, 11 million people. 5 million of them are children. 5 million children are left without home. How can it even happen in 21st century? Don't let yourself getting used to this. This is as horrible as it was in the first day. Yes, I understand it's very, very unpleasant to see corpses on the first pages of your newspapers. It's very unpleasant to see crying people every day on TV. But you need to get horrified by this, for that never had happened in the world. This was impossible, but it happened, and now we are getting used to this, and it's become a normal. We have a lot of new normals last few years. Don't make this violence. 10 years girls raped, the whole villages killed. Don't let this become your new normal. This is not normal. This is outrageous. This is the worst that world can do, and it did it. That's what the first thing I wanted to do. Second, I am actually very, very disappointed by BookTube. I remember when Black Lives Matter happened, all booktubers talked about this. This community had such a sense of camaraderie, such an understanding, such support for each other. We gathered money, we, had links for different situations, like abortions in Texas, cruelty for Asian people. It still is. It's very important. And we gather money, we raise attention about all this. And now 11 million people are left without home. outrageous amount of people are dead. Like, so serious war crimes are happening every day in the middle of Europe. The things that we only read in the books, yeah? About First World War, Second World War, and now this is happening. And no one talk about this? Is this not important? Is this not surprising for you? I still want to raise attention, because maybe you do not watch the views, because maybe you do not watch the news, you do not know what's happening. I definitely will not give you horrible photos and videos from Ukraine. You can Google them. And maybe do not do this, they are very horrible. And I don't know, I will still talk about books, but maybe I will remind you from time to time that yes, this war is still happening and a lot of people are dying. And let's get personal, my parents are under danger of being killed every single minute. And yes, this is personal. And I am very upset with Bucha community. And there is something else I wanted to talk about. First, all these questions, how can I help? I will left a few links down below that I am using to, if you have some spare money, maybe consider to help Ukrainians. Also, if you are into some hobby, there are a lot of Ukrainians craftsmen on Etsy, and now I am buying a lot of cross-stitching patterns from Ukrainian girls and they are very good. It's not like I'm just supporting them. Also, I think a lot how people can help Ukrainians in other countries. Maybe your church can organize some event for kids or for mothers. Maybe you can organize knitting club, or maybe you have a book club, a knitting club, a sewing club, any club, anything that you can invite Ukrainian women with you and just show your support, show some empathy. We're general, very friendly and well-behaved people, and maybe you will find, you can do good things with this. Also, I do think that there are a lot of people who can't buy warm clothes for themselves or their children, and now it's still April, so maybe you have hats, gloves, scarves, blankets that you can give to these shelters that a lot of cities are organizing in some high schools, or there are a lot of very quickly organized shelters where a lot of people from Ukraine live, and mostly these are women with children. Maybe they need some clothes or things or even food. Maybe you can help this way. Again, I do think that a lot of churches are gathering some help, some humanitarian help. Maybe ask them where you can find information. I brought a lot of papers with information to our library, so maybe your library also have some information about how can you help Ukrainians in your city. Maybe the city will organize some events or clubs, anything. Just show your support to these women and elder people. Yes, most of them do not speak other languages, but some of them do. And also, kindness is like international language. I do think that people can understand each other if they want to, and this is the time. Well, maybe you read some books about people doing outstanding things during the war, and outstanding things can be very different. It can be bravery during battle, but it also can be support of civilians, of orphans, or troubled people who are in trouble right now. Like, there are a lot of people who are in trouble right now, and please please show them some kindness. That's it. I think that's all I wanted to talk about. I will do a video about my personal plans and life updates, and then I want to do a video about all books I've read in this quarter. And that's been it. Thank you for watching. Hope you will subscribe and see you in other videos. Bye.